Whoa. Shark-a-doodle-doo. 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous, unbelievably spectacular Clark the Shark Show, everyone. We're right now at 4:56 a.m. Monday, September 18, 19. Dude, when I'm talking about Zappa, who cares what day or date or even what month it is or what year it is? But I know the year this album came out, 1974, baby. Frank Zappa, Apostrophe. And what an album this is. Now, this is the album that everyone goes to. Virtually everyone who, whether they think they know Frank Zappa or they do or they don't, they always go right to this album. And I think it's because the songs are really short here, you guys. For Frank Zappa, this is a very accessible album. That being said, it is very technical, progressive, difficult drumming. I mean, what a technical, progressive, and funny, really humorous, weird album. I mean, considering how commercial this album got in 1974, it was the biggest Frank Zappa album, and it remains that today. But me, Clark the Shark, I like the albums before this one and after it even much more, you guys. But I gotta say, you know, every Frank Zappa album is incredible, but this one, just like all the others, is amazing. And Frank Zappa, man, what a genius. Eccentric, yes. Genius, maybe. That's how Frank Zappa described himself, and not even he could describe Frank Zappa, you guys. I don't really care what the reviewers say about the album. I know it's great, you know. Let's see what they gave it. All Music gave it a 4.5 stars. Good. Rolling Stone, favorable. They haven't got the guts to give this one stars at Rolling Stone. This one, whatever it's called, Christgau's, I don't know, dude. Christgau Record Guide. I don't like them anyway, you guys. Fuck reviews. Now, for side one, Don't Eat the Yellow Snow, only 2 minutes, but what a song, you guys. For 2 minutes, there's a lot happening in this song. Gosh. What a song. And once you hear this first song, you're like, what an album this is going to be. Right away, you look at this album and you're like, the songs aren't very long, you know. Nanook Rubs It is just fucking killer, you guys. 4:38. It's like one of the longest songs on the album. Well, not really, but yeah. If you like xylophone, marimba, technical instrumentation, really fast technical snare drumming, jazz that's just fucked up and crazy, dude, you're gonna love this album. These first two songs, he's batting 1,000, you guys. It's off to an incredible start. He's 2 for 2, and you are intrigued and enthralled at this point. St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast, you really get the feeling like it's cold. Like when you listen to this album, it's funny, you know, it's like Cheech and Chong or something, and yet you get all cold like you're in an igloo. You know, you're thinking about Nanook or like the Yellow Snow or you're going to freeze, and you're going to wake up at 5 in the morning and go down to a St. Alfonso's pancake breakfast. And it's going to be a bad day, and then it's just like Father Oblivion. Every song is amazing. Of course, the best song on side 1, track 5, Cosmic Debris, 414. What an amazing way to end side 1, you guys. I want to play these songs for you. But of course, YouTube will ban not just my video. They're run by Google and liberals at YouTube, and they think it's okay to ban poems and books and ideas and songs by people who aren't liberal, or people who are liberal but they're not liberal enough. Like me, Clark the Shark, I might be a liberal and not even know it. I've had like right-wing guys get in my face and they're like, dude, you're not one of us. And I'm like, you don't think I'm like right-wing, Garth? And they're like, no, because like you listen to Frank Zappa. I'm like, well, dude, sorry. I'm going to keep on listening to Zappa at 1-800-449-8255 on the fabulous golden Clark the Shark show from that gold-plated. It's not solid gold, you guys. I've been lying. It's a gold-plated sharkerphone, but it's still not a microphone, you guys. And it's a sharkerphone made by the Shure Microphone Company, but it's more like a megaphone here on YouTube because Sharky uses it. Kind of like that Donald Trump used to use Twitter before the liberals banned him. But the liberals ain't banning no Cosmic Debris, baby, by Zappa. No way. Dude, liberals wouldn't even know what to do with this album. They probably would try to ban it, because they'd be offended, by Nanook, they're beating a seal, and liberals are like, well, you can't do that, Garth. Zappa, you can't laugh or joke about beating seals. Dude, fuck liberals. 1-800-449-8255. Side 2 gets even better, really, than side 1, though, dude. You can't deny that side 1 of this album is one of the greatest sides to any rock, jazz, fusion, progressive, technical album in history. But Eccentrical Force. Well, Zappa was an eccentric fugal force, dude. Only 133, but it's interesting, you guys. It feels like that song is 10 minutes long, and it's only 133. And then, of course, Apostrophe, where Zappa jams with Jack Bruce and Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon, the drummer who I think he killed himself, or maybe he killed 3 people. I'm not sure, dude. I might even be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Jim Gordon, who also played with, of course, with Harry Nilsson and with Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes. Dude, Jim Gordon. I think I'm right there, you guys. You can double check that, but Zappa on guitar, Jim Gordon on drums, and Jack Bruce, dude, amazing. Now, where might that little trio have gone had they kept jamming? We'll never know, you guys, but Apostrophe, amazing, all 550 of it. Uncle Remus is probably, weirdly, my favorite song on the whole album, because Zappa does a lot of singing, but there's also these weird, like, backing vocals throughout the album, and you really hear them on Uncle Remus. And of course, Stinkfoot, instrumental. That's just incredible. But Zappa's funny on it, dude. The instrumentation, the little stories that Zappa tells. I mean, I kind of get sick of his vocals and his lyrics. They seem, by the time you get to Stinkfoot, the last song on the album, you're actually getting kind of sick of it. And then it's almost like the album's over and you're like, that's it? What? Dude, that was it? It's over? And then you realize why so many people like this Frank Zappa album. It's technical, instrumentation. Every song seems like, even though there's vocals and backing vocals and xylophones, every song is like a clinic in technical jazz drumming, technical xylophone, marimba. Like, dude, I don't even know. Zappa, he's like really the only guy that really utilizes xylophones, and there's trumpet, there's saxophone, dude. It just, oh my God, just everything, violin. It's just incredible, you guys. All the shit. Dude, I wish he would have kept playing with Jack Bruce. That would have been insane. Ainsley Dunbar, who also played with Bowie and with Zappa before this, dude. Incredible, incredible drummer. Jim Gordon, not as good as Ainsley Dunbar, of course not, but really good in his own way, you guys. But to make this short little album that's so good, I guess you did need all these people. And of course, you needed that genius right there, Mr. Frank Zappa, Dr. Frank Zappa. What a genius. What an album, you guys. Apostrophe, 1974. Not my favorite Frank Zappa album. I bought this at the Rhodium in Torrance, and I bought this because my brother Greg used to play this. And when I first bought this, I think it was like 1982, and I was 17. I rode like a Strand Cruiser down there, and I found this album, and I took it home, and I hated it. I played it over and over. I wanted to be a Frank Zappa fan, but I was too into, like the Beatles and all that shit. It took me a long time. There were kids at South High and Newton that knew about Zappa, and they were always trying to test my IQ. Like, Sharky, if you don't know about Zappa, dude, you don't know anything. And I'm like, dude, I know about Zappa. My brother Greg listens to Zappa in his room. I've heard that one album. I mean, dude, it took a long time for me to learn about Frank Zappa back in the day, you guys, at 251 Paseo de Gracia. And it's hard to get into Zappa, you guys. If you're a newbie, if you're a kid right now, you're just 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. You're just a little kid. And you want to learn about Frank Zappa in the year 2023. I would recommend, of course, you get into the 1960s, like Freak Out and Absolutely Free. We're only in it for the money, and Uncle Meat and all those, Weasels Rip My Flesh. And, you got to learn all the first 8 albums, then Chunga's Revenge. It's a process, you guys. You're never really going to learn Zappa. And everyone in the whole world who thinks they know Frank Zappa, you're always learning new things, you guys, because Dweezil and the Family and Ahmet are always releasing new posthumous albums by Frank. And I haven't really listened to those enough. The ones I've heard are fucking killer, you guys. I want you to buy those. I've, perused them. And I feel like a lot of those albums are not done, like not complete. They're like demo tapes. Some of them sound really fucking killer, I'll admit it. But I almost feel like Dweezil needs to take the tapes into a studio and add a lot of shit to a lot of them. I'm sure he's already done that, but that might be against Frank's wishes, but I'm not sure. But I know there's just fragments inside the vault up in Laurel Canyon. There's a lot of incomplete. Oh God, there's so many tapes of Frank up there that Frank's ghost probably wouldn't mind if Dweezil and Ahmet and, maybe even me, Clark the Shark, we start twiddling around with all the, half-done Zappa tapes and add to them, or just mix them or remix them or whatever as they are, who knows. But, yeah, man, nothing needs to be done with this album, you guys. Apostrophe, 1974, Frank Zappa. Everyone thinks this is one of his greatest albums, and I really don't. I just think it's his most easy to listen to. You know, you put it on, the songs aren't real long. Some of the songs are kind of long here, but they're so good, you keep listening. You are really enthralled, really intrigued when you listen to this album. And then you're also like hungering for more. You're like, I wish there was, I want to hear more Frank Zappa. Now, if you begin listening to Zappa with this album, you're just 18 years old right now. Who knows? That might be a gateway drug to get you into more Zappa. But, Grand Wazoo and Waka Jawaka and, 200 Motels, certainly, I feel are better than this. But, how opinions are, they're like buttholes. Everyone's got one. And you might have a different one, But definitely check out the albums after this, too. The one album Frank did on Warner Brothers before he was dropped is a really good album. It kind of reminds me of this one, Apostrophe, from 1974. Check that album out. It's incredible. And of course, Shut Up and Play Your Guitar and Shut Up and Play Your Guitar Some More are both really good. When Zappa gets all really insane, progressive, technical later on, well, he's like that just all throughout his career. It's incredible, you guys. Some of it might get kind of boring to people, or you might get sick of it. Some people use drugs to try to get into it more. I don't recommend that. I recommend drink some coffee, 2 big teaspoons of Folgers black. Drink that with just a little bit of milk, a tiny bit, and crank up any Frank Zappa album and just sit there and listen to it on coffee, you guys. It's going to be fucking amazing, incredible, especially this album, perhaps. Apostrophe, 1974. I'm going to be reviewing, I've already reviewed so many Frank Zappa albums, you guys. I had another YouTube channel that YouTube banned and deleted, and I didn't have any copies of all my reviews that I did about 10 years ago, where I reviewed every Frank Zappa album, all kinds of albums, you guys. But my new one here, I think they are going to ban and delete me eventually because my politics are a little racy. I'm Clark the Shark, and I say what's on my mind. You get the unfiltered, uncensored, direct from the heart, straight from the mouth of babes. Clark the Shark just babbles. I say what I mean what I say. I just, shoot from the hip. And I don't aim, baby. I just throw at the wall, and whatever sticks, and whatever doesn't stick, I pick it up and throw it again at 1-800-449-8255, the fabulous Clark the Shark Show from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone, because when I'm talking about Frank Zappa, and when you guys hear Zappa Dan on KXLU in Los Angeles, make sure you listen to KXLU, because they play all kinds of good Zappa. And you got to make sure you're tuned in. Often it's during the day around 3 p.m. when they celebrate Zappa Dan. I want you guys to tune in, and I want you to buy every Frank Zappa album that you can. And when you do, you tell them that Clark the Shark told you to buy it and that you are there. I know there's no record stores anymore, you guys, but wherever you go, Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, you leave a little note and say, Clark the Shark told me to buy some Zappa. 1-800-449-8255. That's right. The Wolfman Jack on crack wanted you to buy some Frank Zappa, especially Apostrophe. But check out all those early albums, you guys. Check them out. I'm Clark the Shark. And you just got the only review you will ever want or you will ever need of Apostrophe by Frank Zappa. Not his best album, but many people think so. I don't. You know, me, Clark the Shark, I have another opinion of Frank because I'm a drummer, you guys, and I'm nowhere near as good as Ainsley Dunbar, but I'm pretty good, you know. And as a drummer, I got to tell you, there is a lot of Frank Zappa that I could never, never, never play. Me, Clark the Shark. And like I can play songs by Rush or The Who or, you know, dude, all kinds of shit, but I cannot play Zappa. I can even play like Captain Beyond, Bobby Caldwell, but I cannot play Ainsley Dunbar and Zappa or whoever this drummer is, dude. This fucking drummer, whatever this guy's name was. It's a different guy on side one than side two. Dude, I just want to look up this drummer. Fuck, this guy's amazing. Johnny Guerin. I mean, Johnny Guerin's amazing, dude. Of course, Dunbar, incredible. Played with Bowie. We all know about Jim Gordon. Oh, dude, Ralph Humphrey, side one. That's the guy. The guy that plays on side one, like all the little... He's like matching with the xylophones and the marimbas and the... You know, dude, the glockenspiels, whatever it is, dude. Just all the technical shit, dude. Technical shit, dude. Frank Zappa is the most technical, intricate artist, genius of all time. And it's really melodic, at least on this album, and atmospheric for how technical it is. It's still, and it's funny, dude. If you like funny shit, you know, this is funnier to me than like Cheech and Chong. Way funnier, dude. Because Zappa's sense of humor is just, it's almost like he's not even funny, dude. He's being serious in all the songs. It's like he's being angry or something, and yet it's funny. It's so weird. 1-800-449-8255, you guys. Buy this album, Clark the Shark. I'm out of here. Peace.